Back Road Ministry, the world premiere. Well. Mr. Motley always got something to talk about. Where do I start with this one? And I just want to say that, it's funny to see what I call the selective prejudice of African Americans. And what I'm really saying is, African Americans pick a time to be racist. We're selective racists. So we had a story that one of my friends hit me to, and I kind of read it about Malia Obama, Barack Obama's eldest daughter, dating a young man that she met in school that's British. The young man's name is Rory. He's British. He's a Caucasian, European descent, probably in the royal bloodline, because remember now, Malaya just can't go out and marry Daniel Jackson from Inglewood, or Corey Smith from the Wild Hunted. So that's not going to happen. She has to continue to marry the bloodline because they have to keep the bloodline flowing. So she has to marry somebody that's in the royal bloodline, probably one of her cousins. That's how sick and sadistic these people are with mating people that's in the bloodline. So Malia is now dating Rory, who is Caucasian. Malia's African American. We still got this thing with a lot of interracial dating thing that is now, taking place. A lot of Caucasian men with the African American woman. And that's the same thing that took place with Serena Williams and the young man she has a child with. So this is what I mean by African American selective racism. When Serena said that she was dating this gentleman that she has her child with, African Americans went crazy. They basically crucified Serena, basically stating, well, this is usually what happens when African Americans get on top of their game. They go out and marry a European American. Basically, black person's got to have somebody white on their coattail. When you get successful, that's a sign of success. They crucified Serena. Malia did it. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing about anything that Barack Obama's daughter did. And this kind of goes with the theme of people allowing Barack Obama to get away with stuff just because he was black. And I'm talking about African Americans. There was a lot of crimes that Barack Obama committed as president. There was assassinations. Think about the people that died in Barack Obama's presidency. We had a Supreme Court justice die, and they never even did a damn autopsy on the man. He got found dead in a house full of people, in the bed, dead, no autopsy. Nobody said nothing about that. They just had the funeral and kept it moving. After he slighted Barack Obama on several occasions. We had the death of Senator Pinckney in South Carolina. Senator Pinckney was an assassination. Remember, Senator Pinckney was not going to back Hillary Clinton. That would have pretty much messed up this whole Trump thing and first woman president thing. But he was not going to back Hillary Clinton for president. So they had to assassinate him. Then we have a Barack Obama getting on stage, clowning, mocking Christianity by singing Amazing Grace after he knows he's assassinated this man. So this is one of the dirtiest presidents we've ever had, was Barack Obama. And he got away with it because he was black. Anytime you say something about individuals that are African American, I hate to say it, people are going to always say, oh, you're just saying that because he's black or this or that. That's how people get away with shit. I was always taught that the worst type of devil is the ones that look like you. If you're Caucasian, you need to watch out for your own kind. If you're African American, you need to watch out for your own kind, because those are usually the people that get you, the snake in the end. So Malia's with Rory, and I've heard nothing whatsoever from any black media outlets. Yet they crucified Serena when she did the same thing. And this is what I mean by the selective racism of African Americans. This selective racism. it's okay if it's one of Obama's children because Obama reflects change. But if it's Serena, well, she's an athlete, and athletes are always doing that because it's about status. My thing is, I don't give a damn who you date. You love who you love. That's just who it is. I mean, you love who you love, you know. My thing has always been watching out, watching out for those factions that try to destroy us. And with African Americans, we have to stop this selective racism. We pick the times we want to be racist, and we're the first people to say, well, we're not. We can't be racist. We're African American. We're black. Anybody can be prejudiced. I don't even like to use the term racist because when you talk about these different races, there's only one race. There's a human race. Now, a lot of people will argue that. Well, it can't be because you got black and white. What is black? Have you ever seen a black person? I mean, I'm light-skinned and I'm like a tannish color. Have you ever seen an all-white person unless they're an albino? You never seen this before. They call Chinese yellow. Do these people look yellow? They call Native Americans red. You got Native Americans that's darker than me. I mean, we get caught up in this foolishness. So we're all part of the human race, but we're from different ethnicities, and we have different cultural beliefs. That's the only difference between us. And we come from different regions. So we got different types of humans from different regions. That's it. Because I always say, I make a joke, if the aliens come, they don't care how you look or what color you are. You're just a human that they want to kill. That's it. So, selective racism, being racist when it suits you, but not speaking on these topics all the time if you're so offended by them because of who the person that's doing it might be. So for what's good, we always say what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. Well, you can't do that. You can't be, well, it's good for the gander today, but yesterday we crucified a woman that we called a hero in the sport because she decided that that's who she wanted to get with. And it ain't like Serena hadn't been with brothers. She had been with Common for years. Common didn't want to get married. But this selective racism needs to stop. This choosing when I want to be racist or choosing when I want to be prejudiced, which is a better word, choosing when I want to prejudge people needs to stop. You love who you love. That's always been my feeling. We have a bigger enemy to fight, and that's the elite. And we need to work on removing the veil of ignorance when it comes to people that look like us playing us. And Barack played us. He played us quite well. He passed a lot of shady bills while he was in office. Barack is the reason why Medicaid is the way it is today. But Medicaid is a shady practice. Medicaid is a practice that I give you health care, but you got to do whatever I tell you to do if you want to keep it. And you're going to see a lot of things as they move forward with the chips and all that, and you can start researching the chip implants. They've been doing it in certain countries, and they're getting ready to do it here. That's why they want to open up the Medicaid and the one-payer system so they can lock people. You can't get out, and you have to do whatever they say do if you want to keep your health care. That's what the price of government health care usually always is. When I was in the military, we had to have a flu shot every year. We had to take certain vaccines, and we couldn't say no or they'll put us out. That's just how simple it was. So they had a free batch of test dummies, as I like to call it, because you couldn't say no to anything in the military. I don't get the flu shot anymore, and that's on purpose. I do not get the flu shot anymore. That's on purpose. I do not mess with that. I don't believe the lie that, well, I'll give you a virus to help you stop a virus. Do you know how many different strains there are of the flu? So be very wary of what we call demons in sheep's clothing, and usually them demons come in clothes that you wear. They come with the same outfit you got on. While you're over here looking at Johnny the black man, you need to be looking at Sean the white boy who might be plotting on you, because he's the one you're going to let in your house. Same thing with African Americans. Same thing with African Americans. We need to be watching out for our own, watching out for the shadiness that we do. But we got to end selective prejudice on both sides. Don't select when you're going to be prejudiced. That goes for Caucasians. Well, I hate black people, but you love Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here. Mr. Mock these piece of hair grease.